Hey everyone, T1 Tina here. So wow, my Facebook video about type 1 versus type 2 has had a great day, and I've gotten some wonderful responses. And a lot of people have actually asked me in their comments and messages how I was diagnosed, when I was diagnosed, what my story is. So today I'm going to tell you about it. And I'd really like you to tell me yours as well. So feel free to leave me as much information as you're comfortable with in the comments below the video, because what I'm going to try to do is interact with you, read every bit of it, and educate myself on all the different scenarios of diagnosis so that I can better prepare myself to give talks about type 1 for you and for awareness. My story goes that when I was 18 years old, I got into a car accident and my hip was broken. I was in traction for quite some time, and then a year after the accident, I had to get surgery on the hip. It wasn't anything too invasive. It was an arthroscopy. They went in with a scope, they removed some scar tissue, and I recovered very well from that as far as the hip goes. But I became symptomatic for type 1 diabetes. I started having unquenchable thirst, blurred vision, frequent urination, and I had little sores in the corners of my mouth that wouldn't go away. So I went to a local doctor and she tested my urine, and my glucose was in the 300s. She actually told me that I had diabetes, and she asked me, if I had any questions for her, and I asked her if my 1-year-old little boy could catch it. And she said, no, he can't catch it. It's not contagious at all. And then she said, what do you know about diabetes? And I said, I know that people have to take needles. And she said, that's true, but I'm actually going to treat you first with some pills and see if it works. So looking back now, I realize she was treating me for type 2 just to make sure, probably because I wasn't in DKA. I was 19 years old, not a child, and I wasn't emaciated. I was average weight to possibly 10 to 15 to 20 pounds overweight, average. So anyway, the pills didn't work, and I went back, and after some blood work and everything, she explained to me that I was going to need to go on insulin. And she sent a nurse over to my apartment to show me how to give injections into fruit. And that's my story. That's how I was diagnosed. Now, looking back, I think that the car accident, the surgery, I think those things, those traumatic things that happened to my body, the stress of it all, they could have caused that diabetes to rear its ugly head. And that's something that I've learned that can happen. I also think that during my childhood, I may have experienced some honeymoon phases, not realizing that it was diabetes. I remember being shaky and needing juice. I remember being lethargic as a child. And I really don't know too much about how the honeymoon phase works. I don't think a lot of people do know it. It's different for everyone. So I think that could have been possible for me. But I went on insulin, and I've been a type 1 diabetic ever since. So that's my story. I'd really like to hear yours. As I said, leave your story in the comments, and I'm going to do my best to really get to understand this disease and spread awareness on a personal level, on a layman's level, where people can watch and learn and relate. And I need your help with that. I need your help. So leave me comments, like, share, subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your support. Bye.